Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're out at a place that I've planned to revisit for some time now, and it's a really beautiful, spectacular place. This neighborhood has to be multi-million-dollar houses, and it sits right on the river. There's the river right there and the docks, and I'm pretty sure it's a gated community, but when I drove past the post, nobody was stationed there. So, and there's a cemetery that sits right inside that brick wall right there. It's been preserved and protected, and it's connected to the Moore family. And I visited the cemetery once before, not realizing I had a connection here. So this connection is on my father's side, and we're gonna go revisit this place. It's really, really cool. The last time I was here, it was well kept, well managed, and some of the stones were really quite legible for being really old stones. So we're gonna go peek in there really fast. So I'm really trying to avoid showing addresses and stuff, but you can see the river and the docks and the landing on that side, and you can see how really ritzy this neighborhood is. And there's the cemetery right there. I'm gonna post the other video up here. It'll be in one of my links. But I think I remember doing an EVP session here once before, and I want to say it was the same season too. It was late fall. When I started my genealogy journey 10 years ago, I really didn't know it would land me in the place that I actually moved to, or close to the place it moved to. Anything with the last name Moore or Cheryl, I'm going to be related to. And it's actually really cool because I've been to the Cheryl cemetery in Charles Ford, not realizing I had a connection with that either. But I'm gonna revisit that one sometime soon. But I wanted to hit this one since I was kid free at the moment and I just got out of work. So if I look ready, that's why. There's a Henrietta Moore, and that was one of the names I saw when I was researching my family history. As you can see, some of these stones are quite old, but a lot of them are still really legible for their age. Oh, let me move this out of the way. There's a lot of ones that are kind of in the ground. And if I remember correctly, there's some under the brush here too. Oh, yep, there's one right there. One right back there. Can't really see it. Okay, so the story goes that down at where Lake Hickory and Catawba River meet, there used to be a church called Moore's Church or Moore's Ferry, and it was a Methodist congregation, and this was the original cemetery. As you can tell, there's no church in sight, but the cemetery still stance. When doing family history and genealogy, you can't think of it as a linear path because it can literally lead you anywhere. My family is from the East Coast originally. I grew up there. I can go back there at least 7 generations on my dad's side, maybe about 7 or 8 on my mom's side. But prior to that, we have connections in the western part of the state, apparently, through a few different reasons: land grants, exploration, people just moving. Don't know if you guys can see the after waves of the boats, but there's people out on their boats today because it's a decent day, and it's so peaceful too. The water is really calming. I didn't bring any of my equipment with me because it was a last minute decision. I pulled up to work and I said, hey, I told my husband, I said, hey, by the way, I just might come here after work. So it was like a split last minute thing, but I might return at a later date and redo my whole EVP session. I just realized there are Cheryls here too, because the Cheryl and more families are connected, and I just realized there's a Jacob Cheryl right here, and then beside him it looks like a Sarah Cheryl. I definitely feel out of place in this neighborhood. These houses are spectacular. Oh my gosh. It looks like it's gonna rain, so I'm gonna head back to my car, my out of place car in this neighborhood. I feel so broke driving in this neighborhood. It is beautiful. I don't even want to know what it costs to live out here. The taxes and the insurance. Oh my gosh, that alone would eat me alive. Okay, literally just now, somebody drove up in their sports car, dropped off a neighbor, and got their golf clubs out. And I'm not spying on the neighbor, spying on the neighborhood, but just to give you an idea of how beautiful and big and ritzy this place is, I can't even fathom. Like, what are you people, like, what do you do for a living to afford all this? I'm not judging, I'm just like in awe. Like, everybody has a boat, everybody has cars, like sports cars and Mercedes, and it's crazy down here. This is a whole nother world. But I will say everybody does seem pretty nice, because when I was in the cemetery, they drove past me and waved and smiled, you know, said hi, you know, good afternoon, stuff like that. And just to give you guys a further idea, that's where Lake Hickory and the Catawba River meet. I looked on the map. It's where the river and the lake actually meet up. It's at the, not necessarily the basin, it's just where those two kind of merge together. Now I have to find my way out because it is a maze getting out of this place. It was bad getting in because it's just like roads everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's just a straight shot down. Alright guys, I'm gonna head home. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like what you see. Peace out. you.